Hello again everyone, hope you're having a good Easter holidays and enjoying a bit of time off from your schoolwork because I know you're all working really hard at it. Okay, so back to the Creakers, we're on to chapter 13. Hang on, isn't 13 an unlucky number? Feels a bit reckless to be writing a book about creepy creatures under your bed and then whack in an unlucky chapter number like it's no big deal. What if you read this chapter and then a creaker snatches you? I'd feel really guilty. I think we should skip straight to chapter 14. I think it's probably wise. You can never be too careful where creakers are concerned. So chapter 14. Human spells. So Lucy had just trapped the creakers under the basket and they told her that their parents can never come back. They're trapped in the Woleb forever. Lucy couldn't hold it together any longer. She'd been staying strong ever since the day it all began. She'd already lost her dad. Now hearing these creatures say that she might never get her mum back too was just too much. So Lucy did the only thing a person can do when there's nothing more a person can do. She had a good old cry. I'm sure we've all been there having a good old cry. She howled and wailed, sitting on top of the washer basket with the 4 hideous creakers trapped underneath, listening to her sobs. The tears started filling up the insides of her swimming goggles, but she didn't dare take them off. She definitely didn't trust the creakers.
"What's that killer doing?"
said Scratch. "What a rotten noise," said Sniff, plugging his floppy ears with his long fingers. "I'm crying, you horrid things," said Lucy.
"Crying? What's crying?"
Sniff asked, and out of the corner of her teary eyes Lucy could see all 4 creakers peering up at her through the bars of the washing basket. "Haven't you seen anyone cry before?" Lucy sniffed.
"No,"
the creakers said together.
"We be creaking when the kidders are a-snoozing. We never see a crying humans before,"
explained Grunt. Lucy wiped away the tears that trickled down her cheeks and sniffed up a sob. "Well, crying is what you do when you're really, really sad about something," she said.
"Cry and be bad?"
Gruff asked eagerly.
"Us creakers usually be liking bad stuff."
"Actually, my dad used to say that crying is a good thing. It's when all the sad stuff inside your mind builds up so much that it starts to leak out of your eyes. It's good to let it out," said Lucy. The creakers went quiet beneath her, like they were really thinking about what she'd just said.
"Sometimes I think I might have too much bad stuffs inside my noggin,"
admitted Scratch, peeling a bit of skin from his itchy scalp and popping it in his mouth.
"Every night it's creaking here and creaking there, snatching grown-ups one day, dozying kidders the next."
His voice started to sound rather strange, almost like he was trying to laugh. I knows what you mean," said Sniff, who started giggling a little bit.
"All we be doing is this nasty night in and night out," agreed Gruff.
And with that, all 3 of them cracked up in fits of laughter. Lucy stared down at them. Horrible creatures, she thought, laughing at someone who's upset. And then she remembered that the creakers were from a backwards world, and that when they laughed, it actually sounded like crying. So did this mean that now they were laughing, they're actually upset? It was all very confusing and rather odd.
"Pull yourselves together, you twaddles," hissed Grunt. "The kiddering be putting you under kiddering spells, making you all humany and washy-brained. Naughty human magic."
He glared up at Lucy through the bars of the washing basket. "I'm not putting them under any spells," protested Lucy. "I don't know any spells at all. Humans can't do magic. I just told you a story, that's all."
Exactly. Stories are our magic. They puts ideas in your noggin that weren't in there before. They makes you think all different about the world, barked Grunt grumpily, and the other creakers snapped out of Lucy's story spell and came back to their rotten senses. All of a sudden, something seemed to happen that made the creakers shift awkwardly. Their wrinkly ears pricked up like a cat hearing a mouse squeak, and Lucy heard a church bell chime in the distance. What time is it? Lucy started counting. It's getting early, Grunt said. The dark be nearly over, said Gruff. Let us be going back to the... began Scratch. Woleb, finished Sniff. Nope, said Lucy, tightening the straps of her goggles. She shifted around till she was comfortable on top of the basket and said straight at them in the mirror, You're not going anywhere until you tell me what I need to know. Why are you here, and what have you done with our grown-ups? The church bell stopped. It was 5 o'clock. Almost morning. Tell us, Grunt, it's the only ways, said Gruff. We be dust if she don't let us be going back. Dust? Lucy asked. But the creakers pressed their ugly lips together tightly and she could see they weren't going to say any more. She tried again. Tell me everything or you're staying here. There was a silence as Grunt thought about what to do. He was caught in a rotten pickle. Though actually Grunt loved rotten pickles, especially when it was in a mouldy cheese sandwich. This was more like being caught in a fresh strawberry for Grunt, which he hated. Tell her, Grunt, whispered Sniff nervously. Yes, Grunt, said Lucy. Tell me what I want, and I'll let you go. But I won't ask you again. What have you done with the grown-ups? Oh, all wrong then. Grunt be telling the tricksy kiddling that Grunt be getting in troubles for this, Grunt muttered. Troubles be better than dust, said Sniff, trembling a little. Grunt sighed, and he ran his claws over his spiky nailed back. It be simply easy to understand. We creakers be hating them stupid grown-ups, he said. Hating the grown-ups? Said Lucy. Hating them, like the smell of roses on the sunny morning. There's two of the creakers. See what they look like. Wonder which ones they are. What do you think? Hating them like the taste of raspberry ripple ice cream. Hating them like a warm hot water bottle on the cold night. All the creakers agreed, shuddering. But why? Lucy asked. Them stupid human grown-ups be taking all the stinkerful waste and Lucy noticed that Grunt was getting very agitated as he tried to spit out these words. And they waste it, he spat. They waste what? They waste all the waste. All the creakers barked in unison. All the glorious rubbish. All the rotten leftovers. All the stuff you silly humans use once and then gets rid of. They takes it and chucks it in the watery oceans, said Grunt. They buries it underground, added Gruff. Or they burns it up in smoky clouds, hiding it out of sight, out of brain, but worst of all out of reach of us creakers, said Scratch and Sniff together. Right, said Lucy. So, what's the problem with all of that? The creakers bashed their sticky hands on their slimy foreheads and let out frustrated moans. Oh! Ain't it obvious, you silly kiddling? Answered Grunt. We creakers don't just love the stuff you be getting rid of. We needs it. And what the Woleb works on, Gruff explained. All them things your grown-ups be thinking is rotten and nasty, and once out of their homes, we creakers wants to have it. Oh, I see, to reuse it, said Lucy. Yes, they barked. That's why we be snatching up the grown-ups, taking them away and leaving their messy kiddlings behind, Grunt explained.
You little muckers knows how to make a good muck, Gruff said approvingly. And you not be clearing it up. We will be able to come and takes all the mess we wants now. We takes it back to build stinkerful homes. Make homes out of rubbish? Lucy asked. Yes, yes, said Gruff enthusiastically. We makes the worst rotten homes in all the Woleb. Big smelly ones where the walls are made of lumpy cardboard egg boxes and the windows out of fizzy whiz bottles. I got a pure banana peel rug, said Scratch, and my pillows of plastic bags stuffed with empty tin cans, boasted Sniff. I see, said Lucy. She tried to imagine their homes built from the rubbish that she would throw in the bin. They sounded rather awful to her, but the Creakers seemed very proud of how disgusting they were. So if we let your stupid grown-ups go on hiding it all on the ground, went on Grunt, or the oceans, or the sky, we'd be having nothing to live by anymore, Gruff finished. We'd not be able to survive in the Woleb. Lucy took a moment to really think about everything they'd said. She thought about the mess she made, and where it all went when her mum threw it away, and about those truckloads of rubbish bags she used to see her dad drive off to Whiffington Dump each day. Now the kid'll be letting us go, like she promised, yes, said Grunt. Before the sun dusts us all, blurted Gruff. Be quiet, you twit, snapped Grunt, shoving Guff so hard that Lucy felt the washing basket wobble beneath her. You be telling her our weakness. The sun dusts you? Lucy asked. Her brain was whirring. Do you not like the sunlight? Grunt sighed. Looked in the mirror. Lucy saw him shoot Gruff a nasty look. The sun be too nice, he grumbled, and warm, and lovely, and kind. Our black skin be too fragile to see it. That's why we live in the Woleb under the beds. Sunlight can't get to us down there. We be turn her into dust if we gets caught in it, explained Sniff, reaching into his pouch and pulling out a sprinkle of dozy dust. You mean that dozy dust is made of dusted creaker, Sniff said sadly, placing it back in the pouch and pulling the strings tight. That be why its magic works so good and powerful. Lucy thought of all the time she'd got little golden crumbs in the corners of her eyes when she'd woken up. She'd never wondered what it was before. But now she suddenly had a strange, uncomfortable feeling in her tummy. That dust meant that the creaker had lost a life. They might be rotten, nasty-looking things, but Lucy was beginning to think that actually they weren't all that bad. Look, it be bright! Cried Gruff, pointing his flabby claw to the slither of warm orange light that had just crept in through Lucy's curtains. Their time was up. Ooh. I wonder what will happen next. We'll find out tomorrow when we get to chapter 15. Back to the Woleb. Ooh, I wonder if that means Lucy's going back or the Creakers are going back. Or both. We'll find out tomorrow. Hope you all enjoyed that. Do let me know. Email me if you've been watching. I'd love to hear from you. Alright, see you tomorrow. Bye.